Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of Chef Tales with Sarah. Today we have a very esteemed chef with us, and it's an honor to have him on this show because he has a lot under his hat. His name is Chef Eduardo Acuna. He's originally from Venezuela and has an experience of almost 17 years in this culinary field, which is not a joke, guys. I'm already impressed. He has such a long list of achievements that I have to hold a paper in my hand to read them out to you. So, out of these 17 years in the culinary field, he has worked in Venezuela, in Spain, and Dubai, and he's worked in Spain for almost 11 years and has a vast range of experience in fine dining. In Barcelona, he worked at the much admired Lamber, where they have a philosophy to offer guests creative gastronomy and tapas. In Dubai, he's worked at the La Perilla restaurant at the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, and he also has an exciting history of supporting students in culinary competitions. Currently, for those of you living in Dubai, you're lucky because he is stationed in Dubai and he's a culinary educator and chef at Scafa Dubai. So I'm just waiting for Chef Eduardo to send me a request to join our live session so we can bombard him with our questions and get started. Hi, Chef. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Sarah. How are you doing? Thank you so much.
I'm very well. How are you?
Well, good. Everything's fine.
Chef, there was such a long list of your achievements. I had to write them down on a paper. I couldn't memorize them and I had to read them all. So I am very, very impressed and honored to have you here today with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here with you today.
So we have a lot of questions that we want to ask you because, you know, the places that you worked in and the experience that you have, I want to hear all about it. So let's just get started. So, Chef,
Sure.
tell us, when and how did you come into this field? What age and what led you to join this?
Okay. Well, when long time ago, basically. Okay. So it was about 2002, 2003. How it was quite weird, because since I was really young, I was in love with so many other things. I got a different passions. Basically, I didn't have the opportunity to follow it. Okay, and then, well, I was, let's say, I'm not sure if it was a bit lost, but since I couldn't follow that real passion for me, it was, let's say, mm, since I remember, I just want to be a racing pilot, so racing cars and bikes, haven't been always in love with, but I didn't have the chance to do it. Okay, so then, well, I have been in contact with cooking, of course, because of the influence of my grandma. I believe every one of us has that influence. Family is always a big influence about cooking.
Of course.
And I always remember my grandparents cooking, picking things from the garden, and just making amazing food with few ingredients. Okay, I always have in my mind that smell, that aroma of the food, the flavors that always joined the family. And that's why I believe I was always linked to cooking. Okay, but I never thought that it's gonna be a way of life, okay, or a career to me. Then, actually, I didn't jump into it overnight. I didn't think about it. I'm gonna be a chef. I want to be a chef, and this is what I'm gonna do. No, actually, no. Uh, I went to the college for 5 years. I am an accountant as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So once I finalized my studies, well, I felt like, well, now it's done. Okay, it was an amazing experience. Actually, not just because whatever I learned in the college has been super useful for me as a chef. Okay, just cooking well or cooking great food is not enough to becoming a chef and a professional chef. You know? So all this in background has been very useful. And as well, I met amazing people there that more than friends nowadays, they are like brothers and sisters for me. And then, well, at the end, I felt like I want to do something else. I want to do something where I can express myself. I don't want to keep following rules and methods and blah, 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 blah. So I want to do something else. Well, let's say my mother-in-law, she just used to cook really well as well and achieve amazing flavors as well with simple food. And I always, was there taking a look, tasting food, and said, "Well, this is amazing. I want to learn this. Show me how you're doing that." And one day she said, "Why you don't try? Why you don't go for it? Why you don't leave everything behind and just go for cooking if you really like it?" And I decided to do it. I said, "Well, why not? Let's try." So I went to a culinary school. And it didn't take a long time to realize that it was, yes.
This is where the passion lies.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I really want to do. Actually, as I told you, I spent my 5 years at the college and so on, so it means that I start a bit late. So I start pushing myself really hard to be as good as possible as soon as possible. Because I didn't have that time to waste. So I put a lot of pressure on myself that time. So as soon as I start the school, I start looking for internship in different restaurants in my hometown. And well, I was working for free in really good restaurants at that time, where I really learned a lot of techniques.
You gained experience.
I gained a lot of experience. So imagine at the beginning, I could spend hours peeling potatoes and cutting tomatoes and so on. After a week, I was happy. I was really happy because I said, well, this is what I want to do. I'm learning a lot of things, and it was super exciting to be there in that rush. A lot of people around cooking and that smell. It was amazing. Working with amazing ingredients, but at that time, the most amazing ingredient that I was handling was potatoes. So I said, I don't want to spend more time peeling potatoes. So I start putting pressure on myself again. So if I'm spending, I don't know, 2 hours peeling this amount of potatoes, tomorrow I will do it faster. And the day after tomorrow I will do it faster as well. And one day I'm going to finish really fast and I can jump to another station, to work with another chef who will teach me something else. And this is what I did. So I started gaining a lot of experience. So really fast, I got an offer to run a section during the brunch. So of course, I said, yes, I will do it. Super happy to get that opportunity.
So you seem very focused from the beginning.
Yes, I did it. I did because, again, my motivation that time was, so I really felt, even though I was just 20 plus or probably 23 years old, I really felt that I was starting late. So I didn't want to waste time. Otherwise, I said, well, I can spend 10 years like a commie or something. I have to wake up and rush it. So after a few years, we moved to Spain, to Barcelona, because I went there to study at the Hoffman School in Barcelona. and it was great. It was great. So my education in Venezuela was outstanding because it was food science, it was French, it was a lot of information. Of course, I acquired a lot of experience and information from my instructors, people that's been working and moving around the world as well. So it was really, really interesting. You know? But when I moved to Spain, the kind of information or the experience was a bit different because think about it, Hoffman School is a school and restaurant, and the restaurant has a Michelin star.
Wow.
So the level was really high, was really, really high. And of course, the quality of the information was completely different. So it was super focused on fine dining and good techniques and to achieve very, very specific flavors. So it was really, really good. Uh, I started moving very quick as well to find a job. And I did it. After a few weeks or a month, I was working in a very nice small restaurant there, but we serve amazing food as well. So it was what we call a outdoor restaurant. It's just a restaurant with it's all your creation. Okay, whatever cross your mind, you're gonna put it there on the menu. We didn't have basically a real menu. It was just creating things almost on a daily basis. Some days we served whatever we got from the market. So it was really, really, really nice experience. And then, well, I didn't stop. I didn't stop. It was just working different in different places, in different areas of the culinary field, basically. I've been working in caterings. I have been working in hotels. I have been managing my own restaurant as well. So quite intense, yes.
Oh, wow. Chef, that is a lot more that I had on my page about you. Talking about Spain, you know, it's a dream come true for food lovers to be in that sort of an environment. You know, Spain is famous for its rich food culture. So, you know,
Yes.
whereas people like us, we only know about a few famous dishes from Spain, like, you know, the paella or you know, gazpacho or churros. But what about you? What being in Spain for so long and gaining so much experience over there, what's your favorite from Spain?
Well, it's difficult to say, you know, because as you said, Spain, it has been the nest of amazing creations in the last 20, 25 years, okay? Actually, a big inspiration in Spain that time it was, imagine, the great Ferran Adrià. He opened the box to all this amazing gastronomy that we were enjoying during that time, and we keep enjoying nowadays, of course. I mean, this guy changed the culinary field, and he changed it forever, you know. So that typical cuisine, talking about paellas or gazpacho. So at that time we didn't talk about gazpacho. We were talking about strawberry gazpachos or melon gazpachos. So 1,000 different variation of everything. Paellas, deconstructed paellas. So molecular cuisine almost became in a daily basis, daily use, or a way of cooking, you know. So amazing ingredients as well. Quite different. Imagine I was coming from Venezuela, an amazing land. Okay, every single ingredient over there is amazing. Really, I think when I have been there in Pakistan, Lahore, being there remind me a lot what it was about cooking in Venezuela because of
Really,
amazing.
you have
Yeah,
visited Pakistan?
yeah, I have been twice or two or three times there in Lahore.
Amazing. So, chef, tell us a little about your visit to Pakistan. This I want to know. What do you think about the Pakistani cuisine?
Well, I think it's really, really amazing. Okay, but my my big issue, my problem is my tolerance against the spicy food. Okay, so
We get that a lot.
I can say your food is amazing, but for me it was just one bite. The first bite was the second bite it was just bitterness, full of spiciness, and I couldn't feel anymore. anymore. So of course was quite interesting. Okay, and watching the video that you got in the interview with Chef Cristobal, we enjoyed a lot over there, and I was laughing, listening to him talking about the handy chicken, chicken handy, sorry.
Chicken
Because
handy.
every night when we close the restaurant, okay, let's go for it. Let's order chicken almost every night. It was quite good. We used to order
You
it.
would be amazed. I was the one to introduce him to chicken handy.
Really?
So it's all on me.
So very well done because it was amazing, really. And actually, I remember the first time where I went to Lahore, my last night there after the service. Everything was amazing. People was super happy. I was super happy. And the guys at the restaurant told me, Chef, today is your last night. Let's go to the barbecue. I said, well, okay, let's go to the barbecue. What to do? So the guys took me to a place full of barbecues on the street, okay? And I said, well, it was super interesting. But
That must have been our food street in Lahore.
yeah, it was a street food.
Yeah.
That's why. But the smell was so nice. It was December, so it was very cold. So super nice. That's the smell of
and it's a perfect combination.
It was super nice. So we reached the place, and I said, "Well, this is gonna be interesting." But when I saw the chicken in a container there at room temperature, I said, "Well, tonight I will die." So then I will die of food poisoning. But at the end, I believe it was the best grilled chicken that I have tried in my life. Really, it was outstanding. That night we went the other side of the barbecue selling chicken to the people. We enjoyed it a lot. It was amazing, really. So this is something that I always remember from my travel to Pakistan. Unfortunately, I do not remember much more. I mean, I didn't have the chance to explore a bit more the city or country. It was just a really crazy busy schedule. During the morning, during the whole day, just running classes and so on, and then during the night, just running the restaurant, close the restaurant, go home, try to sleep something next day again and again and again. And no, I don't really have the time to explore or just be more curious because I didn't have a long period over there. So probably 1 or 2 weeks it was rushing. The last time was a couple of years ago, and I spent about a month there. But a month where it was the same, working, and then let's go. So that's why. But it was a very nice experience for sure.
So, Chef, tell me a little about your experience in both, in Barcelona, where you were working with the gastronomic tapas, and then, comparing it with La Perla in the Jumeirah Beach Hotel. What's the difference? How was the chef life different? How busy were the schedules? What were you expected to do?
Well, about schedule, I think the chef life is what it is. It's hours, and more hours, and there is not much to do. It's what it is. But what is different? Well, I really believe in Spain. Because of the culinary culture over there, you have way more freedom. Okay, freedom to create and freedom to try new things. Actually, I remember being at the school. Well, It was a Michelin-star restaurant, so it received really good suppliers and really good supplies as well. And I remember during that time, so many times the chef or the instructor used to come to the kitchen with a box full of something new. I said, "Well, guys, look at this. This is a mushroom, but nobody knows the name. You know, the supplier, they just got it from somewhere here in Spain. They brought it. And this is a wild mushroom, so we have to research the name of this new product, and we need to see how we need to find a way how to use it. Yeah, wow, what is this? You know, when you feel that everything is there already, you know, that everything has been discovered, and then somebody comes to you and bring a box full of new ingredients you have never seen before or you have never tried before. It was amazing, you know, and has the freedom to try different things with those products. It was quite amazing. The big difference working in a hotel, I'll say working here in Dubai for a hotel is, well, you are a number in a certain way, you know. You are a number. You come to the hotel and you don't say, "Hi, my name is Eduardo." No, 117364 or whatever. It's your ID. You know, you're a number, and you have to follow rules, and rules. And you know, what I feel is really, really important for us as a chef is that self-expression. Okay, and this is what was driving me to join into the culinary field. Okay, self-expression, creativity, you know. By the time you cut that and you say you can't do this, you have to shave yourself every day, you have to wear this hat, you have to, okay, these rules, you know, I understand. But it's a bit uncomfortable, you know, to try to be there creative or whatever it is, wearing a
It
very
doesn't leave you
uncomfortable
much
hat.
room for creativity, I feel.
You have that room for creativity, but there is a lot of parameters. You know, it's mainly a business. Okay, it's mainly a business, and you have to stick to that, and it's what it is. Okay, so hotels are like that. It's a huge business, and we have to preserve the business, nothing else. But it's an experience that you have to feel. Yes, it's not the first hotel that I have been working, okay, in. I have been working in hotels in Spain as well, and it's more or less the same. And that's why I feel I always try to run away from hotels to feel the freedom again, to do something else, something different, to try different things. And yeah, I think this is the main difference. Okay, this is the main difference. Actually, ingredients is the other issue, especially here. Sometimes it's difficult to find the ingredients that you're looking for specific dishes and so on. Working for La Parrilla, we used to create a lot of South American food, Latin American food, and sometimes it was very, very difficult to find ingredients, you know. But it's changing. It's changing. Every time it's easier to find ingredients from all over the world. But I believe this is the main difference in between.
Chef, what is a normal day for you like? You know, in this heat, you are stationed in Dubai, and you know, June, July, the hottest months of the year. How is
Yes.
it like in the kitchen?
Well, I think being honest, this is another different, but for good. Here in Dubai, you don't feel into the kitchen. You don't feel that you are in summer. You know, kitchen used to be very fresh. You know, I see it's amazing.
Air
Once you
conditioned
cross the
perfectly.
door, once you cross the door is when you realize that you are still in summer. But this is something good. In Spain was different. You know, in Spain, kitchens were really, really hot. I have been in kitchens, actually my own kitchen in Spain, my own restaurant. That kitchen sometimes reached 47 degrees or 45 degrees. So it
Oh
was
dear.
crazy to
Yes, we're back. There was a connection issue.
Yeah, yeah, yes. I think we are having this connection issue, a delay there.
So, chef, have you ever like starting off? I hear that you know didn't face much difficulty from your family because everybody was supporting you when they were telling you to go follow your dream, or you know, if this is something that your heart desires, go for it. But were there any struggles, like apart from feeling that you were a late starter, were there
Mhm.
any other struggles that you faced?
Actually, I will not call it struggles because I think a struggle is a very strong word. Okay? But I would say difficulties, okay? Like anyone else can face in any other profession. Actually, I didn't feel like starting late was a struggle. Actually, it was a motivation for me. It wasn't a struggle. And if I have to say struggles, well, let's say is try to combine the personal life with your professional life, especially when you have family. It's quite difficult to manage it, you know, or to find that balance in between, because the amount of hours that you make in a restaurant, in a kitchen, or catering, especially in catering. In catering, you can work for 18, 20, and I will tell you, I have been working probably 2 or 3 times, 25 hours straight.
Oh wow.
Not easy at all. Not easy at all. Yes. It's super, super difficult. Okay. It was a crazy busy catering in Spain. Okay. A very, very high fine dining catering. Okay. And I was in charge of this. Let's say in charge of the event, okay, special event. And of course, in one day we could be running probably 2 or 3 different events. So we didn't use phone; we used radios to be in touch, because it was every time, you know, you were in one of the events trying to control the other guys, how's everything going, you know. So you were managing probably in one day 600 people in total, you know, 600 people in total, 3 events. So it was crazy, crazy busy. Imagine you go home after 24 hours working and just die on the bed and just try to sleep for a few hours and go back, you know?
And obviously, you know, after such a tiring day, when you're going back home, I mean, you know, there's not much quality time that you can spend with the family. You need rest.
You need to rest, it's true. But of course, yeah, I used to reach home and my wife used to tell me, do you want to go to the cinema or do you want to do something, you know? And I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to go to the bed straight away. But she was trying to you know, to find a way to make me happy. Do you want to do something else? And from my side, I said, well, we never do anything together, so let's go to the cinema. I said, okay, yeah, let's do it. Okay, I will take a shower, and while she was taking a shower, I just was
Pass
dead,
out.
the bed. That's it. Nothing to do. But this is life. This is our life. Of course, while you keep reaching different positions and so on, probably your life get a bit easier. Okay, but in the last few years, I have been looking for that balance because, well, I have 2 kids, I have my family, so I want to stand out with that balance. Okay, so this is one of my goals. Every time when I go for something, I try to keep that balance there present.
So that means, chef, I mean, you have to consciously be aware of this work-life balance, unless, you know, otherwise, I think you cannot be present in both worlds. So it's amazing that, you know, you figured this out on your own and you realize that there's, you know, a family and work-life balance that you have to maintain and go ahead. So, chef, tell me your top 5 favorite ingredients?
My top 5 favorite ingredients. So I think it's very, very simple. If I have to choose 5 ingredients, I will say garlic, I will say eggs, potatoes, olive oil definitely, and white truffle.
Oh, wow.
Very
You
simple
know, Chef,
ingredients.
you and I have picked almost 3 of the same ingredients.
Well, really. So I think those ingredients are amazing. Okay, and you're gonna find it in very fine dining restaurants, and you're gonna find it in the most simple cuisine. You know, so it's a very versatile ingredients, and will give you amazing results.
Okay, great. Okay, so Chef, we had a couple of questions. A lot of people, because they're listening to your introduction, and they all want to know whether you like paella.
Yes, of course, I love paella, but I have to tell you something. You know, so many people think they ask me, "Wow, chef, you have been living in Spain for so many years and having the chance to cook amazing paellas and so on." But I have to tell you that I have never tried better paellas in Spain that I have tried in Venezuela.
Oh, really?
Actually, I believe the best paella that I have tried in my life is from my mother-in-law. Really.
Oh, wow. You know,
Yes.
now you're getting us all hungry, and your mother-in-law has to make us some food soon.
No, really, and there is a simple reason for these kind of things. You know, nowadays you can find in Spain you can find amazing modern cuisine, molecular cuisine. In a very small town, you can find 2 or 3 different restaurants with Michelin star. Martin Berasategui, the chef in Spain with more Michelin stars, 12 Michelin stars. Well, it's amazing, okay? But talking about typical cuisine, I haven't tried better typical Spanish cuisine than that one that I have tried in Venezuela. And it's not nothing related to palate adaptations. There is no adaptation to our preference, no. It's just because, you know, Venezuela, that country that right now is struggling, it was an amazing country years ago, okay? So after war, so many people was traveling from Europe to Venezuela or to South America in general, okay? But I have to talk about my country because this is the experience that I have. So many people travel to Venezuela, and the way of living was, well, cooking. Some people start cooking, as chef in restaurants, opening restaurants, or for somebody else. And these people took with them all those really, really typical recipes, family treasures, and they didn't change it. Especially, you reach a country where you can find amazing ingredients, from vegetables to seafood, crossing to meat, to poultry. Every single ingredient is amazing over there. And I believe it was very easy to replicate all those typical amazing recipes. And this is what you feel. You open the door of a restaurant over there. Well, I hope it's the same. What I have here is still the same because I didn't go back a long time ago, But I remember to open the door of the restaurant, you can feel that aroma of seafood and olive oil and wine and so on. So it was amazing, amazing. Then, what happened? How is this possible? Okay, this is the reason why the food in Venezuela is that good. But what's the reason why the food in Spain is not that good? If it's the same country, you know, they're using their own ingredients. Well, in the case of Barcelona, especially Barcelona, Barcelona is a city that doubles the population every summer. Okay, it's a very touristic place. So they try to just make more money out of that. Okay, not every restaurant is the same. Okay, but talking about that typical gastronomy, they are trying to make more money out of that.
Of
It's
course, yeah.
very sad, but you can
Tourism
find.
plays a big role over there.
Yes, of course. And you can find even frozen paellas in Barcelona. It's
Oh,
sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's what it is. So they said,
yeah.
well, this guy's coming from Holland. They don't have a clue what is a paella. Frozen paella, charging a good amount
Service.
of money, and that's it. And this is the reason I believe these kind of things are happening.
Ah, okay. Chef, how is it working? Like, I heard that you are one of those people who still keeps brushing up on his skills and tries to learn more and more. And you have these set of, principles to teach your students also, not only in, you don't only impart knowledge in your in your ways or in the culinary field, but you also teach them the way of life to move forward. So would you like to talk a little bit about that? What are the few traits that you feel are necessary for a chef to go ahead in life?
Well, I always said to the students that being a chef is not difficult, okay? So number one, you need to understand that when you want to become a chef, it's not the same love for food. It's not, when you have love for food, it doesn't mean that you can be a professional chef. It's something completely different, okay? But if you decide to become a professional chef and you understand what's going on, you have to understand that it's not difficult at all. You make it difficult for yourself. If you are organized, you work in advance, and you have that discipline, I believe once you cross that line, once you understand how to manage the amount of hours, okay, and you are willing to stay a little bit more or stay in the kitchen a little bit longer just to make sure that everything's gonna be fine for tomorrow, you are okay, you are good, okay? You have to be organized, and this is something that I really learned, let's say in the bad way, okay? Yeah, sometimes you say, well, I'm so tired today, I just go home and tomorrow I will see. But probably tomorrow you don't have time to sort it out. So it's not the same to cook fast or to work fast, to work in a rush. Being rushing in a kitchen is not nice at all, okay? So it's just to achieve that discipline, okay? To achieve the discipline, to be organized, make sure that everything is okay for tomorrow. You make your list, your shopping list, your to-do list. You have everything there in front of yourself. Once you are sure that everything is under control, you can go home. And even though if you're going to sleep 3 to 4 hours, at least you're going to sleep well because you know that everything's going to be fine for the next day. And
Exactly.
that's it. That's it. There is no more secret. There is no mystery. You just need to be organized. If you stand the amount of hours and you love what you are doing and you enjoyed it and so on, and then you have the discipline and you are organized, you're going to be fine. Done.
Chef, that's actually very great advice, because I feel a lot of us, and especially youngsters, we try cutting corners here and there, and it really doesn't work out that way.
No, there is no shortcuts. There is
There
no
is no
shortcut.
shortcut.
It's the best shortcut is do it once, but do
And
it
do it right.
perfect. That's it. This is the only shortcut. You do it once, you do it perfect, and you don't have to do it again. This is the best way to do it.
Excellent.
Something else.
Thank you, Chef, for this wonderful advice, because it really makes sense. And I hope that all the aspiring chefs are watching and they learn something from this, because guys, there's no cutting corners, there's no shortcuts. We really need to work hard to get up there.
Yes, actually, yes. And this amount of information, this kind of things, is what pushed me to becoming an instructor. You know, I became in a chef instructor. I know I was really lucky. You know, this is something that I really want to do. It was there in my list because the amount of knowledge that I got from my instructor in both schools in Venezuela and Spain was huge. Even more than a book or anything else. Okay, it's really valuable when you have someone there telling you, you know, guy, do this on this way, don't do it on that way, or chop this on this way, or you know, I will give you an advice. It's amazing. This is amazing because you are getting information that probably that guy spent years or months or you don't know, hours, or I don't know how long time to figure out that solution.
And he's just offering it to
telling you.
Yeah.
For you, it's taking just a few minutes, listen to that guy, to acquire that information. So I think it's key to pay attention to this. So I said, well, one day I would love to do the same. One day I would love to share whatever I know. I would love to share information with someone, because I think it's relevant, you know. And well, one day I got the opportunity to do it, and this is what I really enjoyed it, really. I think it's necessary, you know. Not so many people believe that becoming a chef is the right profession or the right thing to do, or it wasn't my case, really. As I told you, I always got the support from my family, okay? And my family always told me, you have to do whatever you feel that you have to, okay? And that's it. But so many people, I've been listening so many stories, the people telling me, chef, I'm doing this now is because, well, my family told me, no, this is not for you, or whatever it is. So I think that people feel like, I know how to cook. So do you really want to spend your life doing something that anyone can do? I really believe the people do not understand yet, or probably now the people is more aware about the amount of knowledge, sacrifice, and hours and everything that you have to put on this profession. You know, it's an art, it's a science.
It is.
It's amazing. You know, this is not something that is not for anyone. It's not for
Just
anyone.
I feel being an instructor, and currently
Yes.
you're in Safa, Dubai, being an instructor has given you the best of both worlds for you, because you seem like the sort of person who wants to give back, give more
Yes.
to the society, to his students, and, you know, motivate the others more. And also, it also gives you sort of like your own, you know, room for creativity.
Actually, you know, when you become a chef instructor, something that I didn't think about at the beginning, you will never know everything, okay? Basically, sometimes the students ask something to you, and before to say something stupid, it's much better to say, I don't know it, okay? But I will research about it. I will give you the right information. You don't know everything. And becoming a chef instructor is something amazing for you as well, because you have to be there. You have to read, you have to research, you have to be updated as much as you can. This profession is in constant evolution, and you have to be there. Okay. Every time when you receive a new batch, every time you receive new students, they come with new questions and new challenges and new dreams. So you have to be updated. And well, you start getting a lot of information. Probably I have learned much more in, let's say, in theory and all these kind of things in the last 5 years than I have been learning before, because it's the amount of information that you have to get to deliver it later. You need to
And
be
also,
clear.
I feel every student must be a teacher in a way for you.
You always learn something from anyone. Okay, you never imagine, but I still learning from everyone. Sometimes something is stupid, or sometimes something relevant, you know. But you're gonna always learn something different, of course.
Chef, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. And there's so much more that we want to keep going, but we're running out of time. I'll just take one last question. For all those who joined us late, I saw a couple of questions that Chef had already answered for us. So guys, it'll be saved on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as Instagram. So you're welcome to tune in again and go through the entire interview to get your answers. One last question that I was asked right in the beginning. Somebody mentioned something about the KitchenAid stand mixer right behind you, and they were asking which is the best model to buy.
Well, this machine behind me, you know, this machine is a KitchenAid, heavy duty, and this machine came with us from Spain. We bought it about 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's there like brand new, working like a monster, you know. We use it quite a lot, and it's amazing. I think it's one of my favorite equipment.
Somebody's asking, why do you still have it behind you at the moment? Were you cooking right before? So thank you, Chef. It's been an honor to have you on the show. We got to learn so much from you. And honestly, there's so much we want to ask more, but maybe another time. We don't want to bombard you with 200 questions all in
Whenever
one
you
go.
want. Whenever you want.
Thank you so much for being with us and imparting knowledge. And may you continue to grow. I feel your students are truly lucky to have an instructor like you. And I wish one day I can be one of those students as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sarah. It has been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.